Hi, it's Jen Vincent, your favorite writing teacher, back with another weekly check-in. So I am taking time every week to really check in with what living the life of a writer looks like for me. And I'm sharing these videos part as just a way for me to document my life of a writer, but also to invite you to reflect on what living the life of the writer looks like for you this week, sort of like a CEO check-in with yourself. Check in, how are things going? Is there something that you need to shift, something you need to celebrate? Just recognize and honor that you are living the life of a writer. Obviously, I'm going to talk about the 6 things that writers have, know, and do, and check in related to all of those. So as I go through all of them, I will share what each practice is that writers practice, and then I'll share what it looks like in my life. And again, that's an opportunity for you to think about what it might be looking like in your life. Maybe you can hear my dog in the background. She's on her way upstairs. Okay, so writers have a way to collect their ideas. And I mentioned last week how I've been using notebooks in my morning routine and my evening routine, and that's still going really well. But I've also noticed myself doing a lot of digital collection recently, been taking a lot of pictures, documenting things that I'm noticing, but also working in Google Docs. So my book that I'm working on, everything is in Google Docs, but also as I've been creating different things or like capturing things, I made a video, I've been really using Google Docs to work and capture my ideas. And that kind of leads me into my process in like how I've been able to leave it there and kind of go and come back, which obviously works in a notebook, but Google Docs I find really nice to be able to put something in and then I can rework it, check on it, come back to it later, and it's not like rewriting the whole thing. Okay, so digital, my way of collecting lately has been very digital, and I'm noticing that, and I love having options, access to both. My writer's mindset. I'm so close to being done with my book. I'm meeting with my editor this week and going over all the final things so I can hand it over. And that is really exciting. And so I've been really honoring myself that I've gotten this far, that I still have a to-do list to get through, and like nurturing myself to just take it one step at a time and to like get myself through it. Because when I first saw the to-do list, it felt like a lot. And I felt like, oh my gosh, this is going to take a lot. But I've been slowly working on it little by little every day, just taking time to find something to cross off and check, and just reminding myself it's going to get done. I've done everything so far, and I'm just taking it one little step at a time. So that's where my process right now is, using my checklist, knowing that I'm so close to the publishing phase that I'm really just fine tuning everything and checking over every little itty bitty thing. Actually, when I'm done with this video, I'm going to go sit and read through everything, read it out loud and hear what it sounds like, and make sure that I, do my best to make sure that it looks exactly how I want it to look, and I get all the periods and commas in right. So that's my next step, to go think about that. In terms of my strategy for navigating this process is I have my checklist of all the things that have to get done. And so I've been like going through little by little. I love to start with the easy things. So I think one of the first thing I did was check off my back cover copy, because I already had it done for when I wrote my proposal. So like that was something easy that I could easily check off. And then I worked on, like, every chapter has to have a little mini abstract. So that also felt kind of easy, because I had to write like an outline of the chapters for my proposal. So I was able to grab that and then adjust it from there. What else felt easy? My copyright permissions, like I didn't have any copyright permissions. I had permissions from like my students or a colleague. So I had that all in place. So some of those things felt really easy that I could check it off. And then some of the harder things I really had to like work and take time for, or find a place where they would fit into my life. So, again, it like so much of this merges together. Like my mindset was take it one thing at a time and figure out how to get through it. And my process has been find the things that seem easy and work on that. And then my strategy again has been to just work through the checklist and check it off when I'm done, which is, feels good. That also makes me feel like I'm being productive and I'm making progress, and reminds me then I'm doing it and I'm getting it done. So I love how these practices actually do intertwine. They very much fit together. And again, this isn't my process all the time, and it's not always the strategy I use, but for where I'm at with my book right now and being so close to being done and needing to get through all these little things, it's really helpful to use a strategy of a checklist to get through all the things. Okay, so exploring, I did order a cool book from the library. I just picked it up today. It's called The Hidden Life of Trees. I started reading the regular book as an ebook through my library, but my students are working on visual literacy, so I noticed that this book has a graphic novel adaptation, and I went to the library and got it. So I'm really excited to dive into it more, explore a little bit more. I just think it's so fun to like think about what text I'm putting in front of kids, and that really gets me to think about myself as a writer, what I like to write, what my output looks like, the things I like to write about, or how I like to tell the stories. So that's been really fun. And it's especially been fun because I'm working on finishing my book, but having like something else to get me like feeling creative and explore in a different way that feels like totally separate has been really great for me. And then finally, in terms of my celebration, I'm almost done with this book and I'm so excited. It feels really, really good. It feels wild to think that I've been working on this for a long time. Like it feels like it's been this last year, because it was around this time last year that I started working on the proposal and getting everything ready to go to the board to be approved. And yet I've also been working on this, I think, since I started Story Exploratory. And just in general, I really started thinking about publishing a book maybe like 15 years ago. 2010 was when I first started my blog, and then I started NaNoWriMo, and I've been thinking about wanting to publish, like really officially publish something with a more traditional publisher than self-publishing for a long time. So it's really exciting, and it's cool to think of like the fact that I'm here and this is where I'm at. So that's a big celebration that I have, but I'm also trying to celebrate like all the little X's that I get to put on the boxes of my checklist. That is also in itself a little celebration for me, and that feels really, really good. So that is what living the life of the writer is looking like for me this week. Again, I invite you to think about it for yourself. Think about, how are you collecting ideas? Writers have a way to collect. What's it looking like for you right now? How's your writer's mindset? How are you feeling right now? How are you caring for your writer's mindset, nurturing yourself, reminding yourself that there are so many ups and downs in the journey? What is your process looking like right now? Are you drafting? Are you just spending a lot of time writing down ideas? Are you in collecting mode? Are you sort of in a hibernation mode? Are you publishing things on Substack? Are you working on something officially that's going to be published with a publisher? Just check in with yourself. What is your process looking like right now? What strategies are you using in your writing life? What's supporting your writing? How are you exploring, whether it's exploring ideas or exploring fun things like an artist date that you get to go on that's inspiring your writing or inspiring your creativity? And finally, how are you celebrating? And if you're doing the CEO check-in, it's definitely an opportunity to pause and celebrate what is working well, what you can celebrate, have gratitude for, and again, then think through what maybe you want to continue doing or what things do you want to change or add on. But thanks for checking in with me. I hope you're doing really well. I love to talk to writers, so if you have any questions or you want to share anything, I'm happy to work through ideas or celebrate with you. Please let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next time.